Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'm going to change the clutch cable on my 2000 Sportster. Let's get into it. I'm going to show the removal process of the clutch cable. Obviously, for installation, just reverse the steps. So there's your clutch lever, and then you have a snap ring. You can use snap ring pliers or a little screwdriver to remove that snap ring. Be extremely careful not to lose that snap ring, as it will shoot off onto the ground, and if that happens, good luck. And then also remove the clutch cable pin, and then store those things in a safe location. Now that those are removed, your clutch lever assembly should be loose. The next step is to remove the rubber boot and loosen up the inline cable adjuster. You want to loosen the adjuster jam nut and turn the adjuster to provide maximum cable slack. Once the tension is released, you should be able to remove the clutch from the lever assembly. And the top part of the cable should be free. I'm going to show a diagram of the clutch lever assembly as well as a clutch cable routing diagram. The next step is to remove the clamp that secures the clutch cable to the motorcycle housing. It has several parts. It has like a nut and a lock washer with an insulated clamp, a bolt. I think they are 9/16, but it just kind of wraps around and holds the clutch cable into position. Be mindful when removing that way you can reassemble it appropriately. If you need to, take a picture or a video, because sometimes I forget. And then here's a video clip of the top of the clutch lever assembly, with the clutch cable removed, and I'm just going to kind of show how they fit back together. On this next part of the tutorial, I'm going to show a diagram, and then I'm going to walk through with verbal instructions and some video clips on how to remove the clutch cover, spring, lock plate, and coupling. So to gain access to the interior of your primary drive, you want to remove the clutch spring cover. There's 4 Torx screws and washers. Once that's removed, there is a rubber quad ring, so save that as it seals the oil inside the case. You can see that black rubber O-ring, the spring, the clutch mechanism, where the cable actually comes into the case and is attached to the clutch. And then I'm going to throw the cover on, and you'll see the positioning of that. So there's the cover right there, if I can lift my arm up. There's the cover right there. So you want to make sure to remove that to gain access. And there are the 4 bolts. When reinstalling the quad ring and the clutch cover, make sure that everything's lined up properly, otherwise you'll have a leak. After the new cable has been installed, make sure you check your fluid level and refill as necessary. Your primary takes 75 W90. But don't do this until you're done with the project. Fill it up to the bottom level of the case. So the next part gets tricky. Remove the spring and the lock plate, which is that hexagon nut there. Take a standard screwdriver and turn the clutch adjusting screw counterclockwise and release the ramp and coupling. Turn the clutch adjusting screw clockwise to move the ramp assembly forward. Then unscrew the nut from the end of the adjusting screw to remove it. Here are what the nut and the coupling look like. You can now move the ramp assembly and pull the clutch mechanism out of the case. Pivot the hook on the ramp to the rear of the cable end coupling. Disconnect and remove the clutch cable from the slot in the coupling, and then remove the coupling and ramp assembly. Line up the tooth at the top to remove it, and then you need to twist it down and around to remove the cable. The last step would be to turn the clutch cable counterclockwise and remove it from the primary drive cover. Also be mindful of the O-ring on the lower cable end fitting. That seals the case fluids, so if you are leaking from there, you'll need to buy a new O-ring and fix that. So I upgraded the length of my clutch cable because I went from stock bars to 10-inch ape hangers. And I went from a 58-inch clutch cable to a 72, and that seemed to work out pretty good for me. Hey, check out this other video right here. Links in the description. Save some cash, help out the channel at no cost to you. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. If this was helpful, hit the like button. Thanks.